everybody, and happy Saturday. Today is the second official cast-on day of our new knit-along, which was supposed to start yesterday. Sorry for the delay. And it is called the Summer Bloom KAL knit-along. And we are featuring two different designs. And most of you may have already cast on, but I'm hoping I can give you some little tips and helpful hints today to make the project process a little easier. So project number one, this is called Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. It's a very popular design on Ravelry and also on our needles. So this was the favorite choice between the two designs. It is worked top down and it has the beautiful botanical yoke design that we have worked in a gradient yarn, and then lots of plain knitting, ribbing at the bottom, and lace borders. So again, you can personalize it. You can do ribbing on these borders, ribbing around the neck. If you don't like the lace work, you can make a longer sleeve too. There's lots of options to think about as you're getting started. And the other option, let's get sizing first. Okay, so this is knit on a 3 1/4 and a 3 1/2 millimeter, according to your tension. And finished sizes start at 36 inches. That's this one here, all the way up to a 68-inch underarm finished chest size. It incorporates lace, ribbing, color work, and some short rows. And that is a picture of the original design by Caitlin Hunter. I'll bring this sample closer to the camera so you can see it in a moment. The second design is on my needles still, and it's called Miserina, also by Caitlin Hunter. This is one of her older designs with that beautiful organic color work across the yoke. Both of the pullovers are done in the same yarn, although Miserina is worked on a 2.75 millimeter and a 3.5. And she gives a full size range of 36 inches finished up to 72 inches. And she's incorporating cables, eyelets, ribbing, color work, and short rows. So again, you can add longer sleeves on Miserina. You can delete some of the optional lace work in the body, whatever you like. So the yarns of choice are our in-house Merino, which is a combination of gorgeous merino and linen. So it has that nice rustic look to it, and the linen gives it a beautiful drape. This is 437 yards or 400 meters, and we've used the natural balm color for our shop sample. And we've also got one called Saffron. So I'll let you see those closer to the camera. So the first one here is Berry. Second one is Balm. And the third one is Saffron. It's nice to have a neutral palette for the main color, and then you can really pop your gradient colors in the color work. So the gradient colors, we are down to 6 colors now. We've sold out a couple. And as always, there's no really entry deadline. You can join us at any time and just message if you'd like to order some of the colors that I'm showing. So Nestle is a combination of merino with nettle, also a type of linen or plant fiber. So this is definitely a beautiful, bright rainbow color. And then this one is a gentle mix of teals and purples and blues. I'm using this one in Miserina, so you'll see that shown today. And this is the actual shop sample. So that has burgundy wine color into smoky purples. And this is a great yarn because they do give you a sample of the gradient on the label. And this one is going more into the purples. and a denim blue. Reds. And then this has been quite popular too, with all different main colors, because it really goes through the whole spectrum of shades. Purples into yellows, greens, pinks, and blue. So those are the 6 choices for the contrast color. And then we also have Allegria as an option for the main. And Allegria is superwash merino fingering weight, and it is 435 yards. So they're very similar yarns in terms of yardage. So these are all the semis, the tonal shades. And I will be posting some pictures later on the event page, so you can see some of the progress pics of those early bird knitalongers who started. And it's really fun to see how their colors are emerging. Okay, so this is week 1. We'll go till August 29th. I'll be here every Friday, fingers crossed, at 5 p.m. to go through some tips and tutorials with you. And a little bit of trivia. At the end of this episode, we will have a trivia question, and that will give one lucky viewer a chance to have an extra ballot in the draw bucket for the grand prize. So anyone who signed up previously has a ballot in there already. So you'll be able to add one more if you're lucky. So any little tips I can give you on the beginning of alpine bloom? Let's see. Yes, use a stretchy cast on for the lace, because that's creating a scallop, and you don't want that to be too tight as you pull it over your head. When you're blocking, of course, you're going to loosen it up, but just try to cast on a little bit looser so you've got that premium stretch factor there. And you'll go straight into the little lace edging, which is a lot of fun. Easy to memorize, easy to repeat. And then you're going to go into your short rows. So I think Caitlin recommends the wrap and turn method, but I know a lot of us have progressed into the German short row method. So I'll link a tutorial on that just as a refresher for you. And that will be on at the bottom of the video later on, a link to it. So as you're getting into the color work, I know a lot of you like to be very even, Steven, with your stitches. But the main thing to remember is when you're doing your color work, you have to have some play, some stretch factor. So you don't want it to pucker and look pulled in when you're finished. Any uneven stitches will definitely bloom and show their best side after it's blocked. So don't worry about that. But on the inside, I generally carry my colors every 3rd stitch. And this particular pattern is pretty good at keeping very short sections before the color changes. So you can see every little piece here is just over 3 stitches at a time. So generally what I do, I will change color, and then as I go to use my new color, I will just stretch the stitches ever so slightly on the needles to give a little bit extra looseness, because I know once it comes off the needles, it's going to stretch even more. So that's how I maintain my tension on color work. If you have any tips, be sure to post them in the comments to share with us. And then I just want to mention something about the chart, because you'll be getting into that very quickly after the neck border. So the chart is actually shown for different sizes. So size 1 and 2 will work from one chart. Sizes 3 to 5 work from another chart. You're starting at the bottom and you're reading from right to left You can get the chart blown up if it seems a little bit too small for you. And then you'll notice there is a one odd stitch way over here on the left. And we're so used to just reading the actual chart stitches, many of us might not notice that that one stitch is actually part of the chart. In very, very small letters, Caitlin has written, "Don't forget about me." So make sure you highlight or circle that last little section here and here, because that is your divider stitch between the floral repeats. And if you get up so far and you don't have the right stitch count across the color work, it's because you forgot to knit your last stitch before you go back to repeat the color sections. And she has mentioned her preferred method of increasing is the make one right leaning method and the make one left leaning method. So I'll put a little tutorial for those so that you can just refresh your memory if you're not used to that type of increase. Yeah, so pretty much you're going to do 59 rows or rounds on the chart, and then it's plain knitting for the rest of the pullover. So enjoy those rows. They are really, really fun, and it will keep you mesmerized because you'll want to see how the colors change throughout that yoke. So that's the tip to get you started for the color work on Alpine Bloom. And then I'm just going to show you Miserina. These are all part of her Italian collection. That's where she gets the names from. Okay, so Miserina starts off with a little roll neck, and then twisted knit one, purl one ribbing. And then it goes right into a pretty floral lace pattern. And then the color work fun starts with cables. You can see a standard 4-stitch cable in between each of the botanical designs. So that cable is a great resource for carrying your colors across. Because even if you think that the color is showing through because it's a stronger contrast color and a paler main color, if you think it's showing through, you're going to do a twist every 4th round. You're going to twist the stitches, and then whatever is carried is not going to show any longer. So there you can see I've carried across the back of my cable this section here, and it really doesn't show, and I'm being careful to give it plenty of stretch. And a lot of this top section here is only across 1 stitch at a time. So there you don't have to worry about carrying your yarns. So that's as far as I have gone. I'm just really trying to enjoy the process and not rush through it, like I'm sure many of you are. Has anyone started their Miserina? And how many of you have started on Alpine Bloom? We've really had a great response to this knit along. It does coincide nicely with all the blooms in the garden. And this will be something that we can wear into the fall because of the merino content, and even over a long sleeve shirt or long sleeve t-shirt. So those are all the tips to get you started. And now we'll move to the trivia section. Okay, so if you would like to post in the comments your answer to the trivia question, and then we'll pick one randomly selected ballot winner to go into the draw bucket. Trivia question is, which flowers bloom in August? There's no right answer. There could be many types of different flowers. So put your best guess into the comment section, and then we'll post a ballot winner's name on Sunday morning, which is tomorrow. So I hope everybody's enjoying their summer blooms on the needles and in the vase or out in the garden. And I will be back next Friday at 5 p.m. and we'll just proceed with the next section of the pattern. If you have any questions, if you're confused about anything in the pattern, please don't hesitate to post your question in the comments or send a message or call the shop, and we're happy to help you through whatever section is confusing you. Have a great weekend, everyone, and thanks for watching.